Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Scott Speak. Today we're going to be talking about our senior year and our expectations that we've had and just kind of some things that we've already been dealing with throughout our senior year. But I'm Haley.
I'm Eden.
I'm Ella.
I'm Maddie.
I'm Elena.
And I'm Zoe.
Well, first we are going to talk about students' expectations of senior year. I feel like a lot of people tell us that it's going to be the best year with the easiest classes and it's just super easy. So we can start talking about that if you guys want to.
I definitely expected. People always told us that like it was going to be the best year of high school, and that it was like going to be the easiest run. All we had to worry about was like applying to college, and then the rest of our classes were going to be.
I honestly feel like I have easy classes for the most part, but I feel like a lot of people don't. I feel like the only thing that has been like actually a struggle is college applications, honestly.
I feel like no one even told us. They mainly just focused on the school aspect of it. They didn't specify that college applications would take so long and how scholarships took so long to apply for.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the big parts about, being a senior compared to a freshman is that it's really freshman year is when you have the most freedom because you really just are figuring out the ways of how to get your worth ethic down and all that. Where senior year, you already know.
Yeah, definitely. How do you guys think making money in high school has this impacted your high school years, like having jobs? Did you guys like having jobs? I mean, I guess no one really likes having jobs, but
Yeah.
do you feel like that makes it harder to actually want to do your schoolwork and want to go to school?
Yeah. I think when you're working and stuff, it's hard to balance that out because they both seem really important things to get done, and you want to be able to have the freedom of having money and stuff, not having to ask your parents for all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also forget there are things that you have to get done for school in order to use that money.
I feel like teachers and my parents especially tell me you have your whole life to work, but no, I need to work. I need to save for college. I need to. It's just not I don't know. And I feel like if I didn't have a job, I feel like I'd be so bored. But at the same time, I would get so much more things done.
Right.
I'd be so much more productive.
Yeah, I feel like I'm so concerned about college that I put school on the back burner.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, we can jump to that. How do you guys feel about playing sports in high school?
Yeah, I've definitely met a lot of people through sports. And I don't play sports all year. I just play in the spring. But a lot of times the spring is the most busy. And I feel like that's when a lot of people also play sports. But as a junior, doing that was just so stressful between having a job, playing sports, studying for the SAT, and then just realizing, oh, senior year is right in front of you. Just having to figure all that out. Because a lot of times, almost all sports at Cal, they practice after school for 2 to 3 hours. And then, or have games or tournaments, and then you just don't have a lot of time afterwards. Can easily get behind. It's like that.
I think having a sport, though, is something that you have to do every day or, on the weekends if that sport does that. So it's something stable in high school. It's not always changing. You have a specific time that you need to be somewhere. So it teaches you, I feel time management a lot as well. Because you know where you have to be from a certain amount of time, and you always block that out.
Yeah.
How do you guys think social media has impacted our high school throughout all 4 years, good or bad?
I just think that it causes a lot of drama, too, because people get made fun of, or you just, see a bad picture of you, and, I don't know, it's just embarrassing.
I definitely think it can be a good thing when, you want to, have memories or, say, even in this class, we take videos of everything and, share them out on social media, which I think is a good thing. But at the same time, I see people from, school or something, posting something sad or, saying that people aren't treating them well at school, and it just, breaks my heart. And I hate to see that. And, I see, my parents' experience of high school and all that, and they just never had to worry about getting posted or everyone was just friends.
I agree. I saw on social media one day where they like didn't bring phones to school. They brought flip phones, so they couldn't like use social media or anything throughout the whole week. And it just looked really cool because like obviously they could still take pictures, they could still text each other, but they weren't getting like all this random information from like different people on the internet. And they also, since it is around the political time right now, they weren't getting like a bunch of random emails from different people. Their opinions were simply on the facts and not on what they were seeing on social media. So I feel like that influences a lot of what people think today.
Right. There also is like the benefit of being able to like know when something's going on at school too. Like a lot of events I wouldn't have known about if I didn't see it on the student section.
What do you guys think has been your best year of high school and why? And what do you guys think has been your worst year of high school and why?
I think my sophomore year was my favorite year because cheer was, like, our football team was really, really good. And I cheer, so it was really fun to, like, go to Ford Field. And, like, I had all these once-in-a-lifetime experiences that, like, I haven't had any other year. And then I was cheering with some of my best friends that were seniors. So, honestly, I feel like that was, like, a peak year.
I would also have to agree that sophomore year was the peak year. We had Ford Field. I feel like the workload wasn't as hard. Like, you just had your basic core classes. You didn't have to worry about the SAT or anything like that. But we're not even done with senior year yet, so you can't really, like, compare it fully.
Yeah, I agree. Sophomore year, a lot of fun stuff sophomore year. I didn't really have to worry about much. I think I still had a job in sophomore year, but it was just, like, weekends.
I would agree. I also, with, like, I don't know what it is, but once everyone started driving, I would say, I mean, some people drove sophomore year, but a lot of people in our grade at junior year were driving. And, like, I feel like it took away from the, like, everyone going to a certain thing at one time because other people were out doing something else. They didn't have to, like, carpool together, like, with their parents. They just had to drive themselves. And I think sophomore year, once, say, like, your parent dropped you off somewhere, you were stuck there. So it was just, I don't know, I think it was more fun to, like, not have to worry about that. And then also with driving, you had a job because I didn't get a job until I could start driving. So I feel like that's also the case for some people. And
It's just so exciting all the time. Sophomore year was so exciting.
it was.
Every
I
single
loved
day
it.
was a new adventure, I swear.
The summer was awesome.
I
don't
felt like
know
school
why.
year
so
was so fun.
carefree.
Yeah,
It
so
was just awesome.
I didn't worry about anything sophomore year.
I think, like, the freshman year was also good. It was really fun,
Yeah.
like, meeting new people. That
I just don't really remember much from freshman year.
That's
I feel like
true.
sophomore year is just like my key
I
memories
just
from high
remember
school.
driving around and picking all of you guys up.
It was comfortable.
Because then, like, junior year, you have your SAT,
Yep.
and then senior year, it's all about college.
Yep.
Right. It's just like also that transition in from like freshman to sophomore year is like, oh, not all the upperclassmen like don't like you. Like you're getting to know the older people and you're not kind of like a little freshman anymore. So it's not like as intimidating as well.
You're starting to find your place.
Yeah.
I think the transition from
Yeah, I can't relate to that. First day of school, I never know where to go.
I still don't know where half the classes are in this building. I just kind of guess every day.
This was the first year that I didn't, like, write out every single one of my classes and, like, figure out where they were. I walked into school with just no care.
Same with times at school. I never know when a class ends, when a class starts. Seminar days, you couldn't ask me. Like, I just follow along with everyone else. When people leave the class, see me out of the door.
Yeah.
I feel like not my worst year, but like I don't feel like I've had like a bad year at high school ever. I just feel like there's been like times where it's most stressful. But I definitely think that like junior year was probably my most stressful year just because of like I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do and I was always just stressed out about it. Like, do I want to go to college? Do I want to do this? But I feel like that expectation was given to me while like I was a sophomore, saying like, oh, junior year is your hardest year. Like, I mean, I don't think like my schoolwork was hard. Like, yeah, it was a lot of work, but like I honestly just think it was just stressful trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life.
hard math class, and then that year you get like the option of more AP classes, and then you try to take those AP classes so it looks good for college, and then the SAT on top of it, like your workload's a lot, and then you have a job on top of it because you can drive now.
And I feel like junior year is the first year that everyone starts talking about, like, colleges and, like, trying to put in your brain, like, where you want to go, what you want to do with the next, like, 4 years of your life or the rest of your life.
Yeah. Junior year was definitely a big year for me. I definitely got into the chronic absences junior year.
100%.
It just felt like school became optional to me, and I really did pay for that at the end of the year when I didn't really know exactly what was going on. It was just a lot harder to just stay motivated because there was just so much on your plate. So then when you felt like you got one thing done, you got everything done. And it's just a lot of pressure, and it's very easy to like dig a hole with that.
I think going along with the absences and not knowing really what's going on also plays into your hardest year is what you make it, because you could try. You could try in school and it would be really good and it wouldn't be as hard, but then you could not try for 2 weeks at most and you would just be really behind and having to make up all that work. That's what's the hard part, and staying on top of that work is the hard part. But if you do that, I feel like yes, you will have difficult classes and a difficult schedule, but if you stay on top of it, it won't be as hard.
Right.
All right, last question. What advice would you give to someone that's going into high school or currently in high school just to help their journey a little bit?
I would say live in the moment. I feel like that's something I didn't realize until
This year.
junior year, like this year. Like I would always like just kind of like be there, but like put your phone down and actually like take it in, because even though like the videos, it's never gonna be the same as like being there and like actually feeling it. Like I finally got into a point in my life where like I don't even want to video everything. I just want to like be there and be in the moment.
Say just like don't let other people get to you, because I know I struggled with that for a long time. I was constantly thinking like, oh, if I wear this, what are people going to think? Or just like how I acted, but just be yourself, because like in the end, you're not going to see most of these people once you graduate, and it doesn't really matter, and just being yourself is being the best, I guess, and just having confidence in yourself, because it really doesn't matter what other people think.
Honestly, just be aware that like you don't have it forever. Like you don't have this freedom and stuff forever. You don't have these friends forever. A lot of times people forget that like high school is temporary, and that's a good and bad thing for a lot of people. It's sad, and it can be really hard to like realize that like things come to an end, but then also know that things come to an end. So like you should enjoy it and like actually take advantage of the opportunities that you have right now with whatever that is, work, school, friendships, stuff like that.
Yeah. I definitely think that just be kind to people. You don't know what people are going through. And it breaks my heart when I see someone having a hard time and they don't have anyone to talk about it with. But I feel like just making more connections in school too. Like it's my senior year and I just feel like, oh, I don't even know this person, but they're in my grade. Like they're a senior too. It's everyone else's years. And I just feel like that no one should have a bad high school experience, which obviously there's going to be, but I just feel like being kind to people really can make a difference, especially getting to your senior year, realizing that, man, maybe I should have talked to them my sophomore year. I wonder how things would be different for them if I just made that connection.
Right.
And do your work. Do your work, please, because I wish I could go back and change it.
I would say don't take it for granted, because these are the easiest years of your life, having the support of, like your whole community, your family and your friends. Like they'll always be there for you. You don't have to worry about paying rent right now.
Having a big girl job,
like,
big boy job. Big
yeah,
boy job.
exactly. Having a big girl job, big boy job, whatever. It's just like, it's pretty simple. Like you might like, when I was a junior, whatever, all the 3 years behind, like I was like, oh my gosh, like I do not want to go to school today, or I don't want to go to work. But then I'm like, in literally maybe 2 years, I'll have to actually like sit down and
Sit at a desk.
like do something real
Computer.
so that I make enough money and can like live on my own pretty much. So I guess just like take it all in and never.
Don't be too stressed.
Yeah, like don't get too stressed about random things, little things that in 5 years won't even matter.
My advice would be to like utilize what we have here at the school. Like actually like join clubs, meet new people, take the hard classes. I know it doesn't like sound like fun, but in the long run it does look good on college resumes and stuff like that. And it does help. Like if you pass an AP class, that's money you don't have to pay in college. Like financially, like looking ahead, I would say is something you should do. Like save up your money. Like I know you probably like want to go spend your money and buy these cool shoes or these cool clothes, but saving is a big thing, and that's something I don't do currently, and I still don't do, and I regret, and I wish I did.
So that's all we have for today. Looking forward to our next episode with
Mr. Wheeldryer.
and we're gonna talk to him and
Get his
Our
insight.
superintendent.
our
by the way.
superintendent. We're really excited to talk to him, have some good questions for him, but that's all we have for today. Thanks for listening.